Hey guys, we're up to the third Bad Poncho Outdoors. Today we're looking at sight fishing techniques. Here in Michigan, we be sight fishing anywhere from 3 foot of water all the way down to about 20 feet of water. And that means we gotta be really versatile in what we do and how we do it. The thing I usually go to first is like this Powerbait jerk shad. See how realistic this thing actually looks. I mean, this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, a little bit of translucency to it gives it the ability to kind of blend in like a real jerk shad, or like a real shad, real bait fish. I do carry spike markers with me. I do that for one reason. That's for adding a nice blue strip across the back of this thing. They are a nice flat back, so you do get, when you hit near the jerk, they do the old spiral down like a lot of guys want. I do run this on a weighted Swimbait hook. The weight depends on how shallow I'm going. If I'm going just a foot or something, or skipping docks, I run a weightless VMC fast grip hook. Otherwise, I'll run something like a, call it an 1/8 ounce to 1/4 ounce Swimbait hook, and call it good at that. Like I said, I'm twitching this and letting it sink down nice and slow, or get down to about 20 feet, and then ripping it up with usually 8-pound Berkley troutling fluorocarbon. Run the 100% stuff, usually the XL. I'm throwing this usually on a spinning rod, like a Denali 6.6 medium fast finesse rod. What that lets me get this thing down nice and slow, like I like. Gives it still plenty of action. Lets me do my thing. Now, when I go to pick up a casting rod, I'm going to pick up something like this. The Storm Kickin series. This crappie, I think, really does what a lot of the high-end baits do. These things, for the price, like $1.99 at Gander Mountain a lot of times, or a lot of other stores, you pick them up in the extra assortment bin. This thing's the way to go. It's got a nice rhythmic slow. You kind of see how it's got a nice little swimming action to it. Double jointed, so you do get a nice feel to it too. I do let the treble kind of just do its own thing. I do have a couple where I inserted a very small magnet into the center right there, so that the hooks kind of chill on the actual bait. Makes it a little more weedless. But I'm throwing this usually on for like 12-pound fluorocarbon on a 6.4, 6.5 to 1 Fluger President. That is the wide spool. It is an older reel. This has since been replaced by the Supreme. I don't believe those are offered in a wide spool, but for this technique it really isn't necessary. And like I'm throwing that usually if I'm fishing like 3 to 4 foot of water. If I'm going deeper, I'm fishing bed and fish. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach for the Jackall Giron. The Giron is a bluegill type bait. Single jointed. It's got a kind of a deep rattle to it. This thing, when it sinks, it does sink exactly horizontally. So what I'll do is I'll get over top of the bed, kill it, and it'll make a slight little curl, and just fall nice and slow, just like that. And it'll sit on top of the bed. The thing with bass is when they attack bluegill that are trying to go for the bed, they're not trying to eat it, they're not trying to kill it. They're just trying to grab it and spit it away. That's it. So you gotta be quick. This thing I'm usually throwing on 12-pound fluorocarbon as well. Usually that same 6.5, 6.4 Fluger. Like I said, let this thing sink down horizontally, let this do a thing. I rarely swim this to catch fish. It's just not what I use it for. A lot of guys that are in this area do, but I use it for bed and bass. When it comes to nest raiders, though, there is one thing that reigns supreme, and it is, I think it's the salamander or the lizard. I think Berkley did it right with the crazy laid lizard. This thing, I believe, is a 6-inch version. Makes a ton of commotion underwater, moves a bunch of water. I go pumpkin, chartreuse tail. A lot of guys go straight white. That's fine. You can see it, but it's not natural enough, and in my opinion, to where the bass really care to play with it too much. Yeah, you might have difficulty seeing this in dingier water, but you know what? You'll feel it when a bass hits. Throwing this on the same probably 8-pound fluorocarbon if I'm doing it weedless, with the same VMC fast grip hook, usually a 3/0 more than likely. If I'm fishing it deeper in that 20-foot zone where smallmouth might be bedding, I'll throw it on an owner or a Giron rig, maybe even a drop shot if I'm feeling like they are rising up off the bed a little bit. But that's going to get that nose down a little bit. You want to keep just kind of bouncing it, letting it do its thing down there. As most guys know, there's usually a sweet spot on the bed. I'll try to put that weight right on top of that and letting the bait really kind of just bounce its way around. And if I'm fishing for fish, say largemouth more than likely, in 2-foot or 3-foot, we've got a couple of lakes that are super dingy up here, a lot like the river systems down south, that the bass really have to go up shallow to get that clean water, enough light. So I'll throw a buzzbait. This is something a lot of guys really think I'm crazy for, but it works. And simple as that. And if it works, why not use it, right? This thing has got a nice 45-degree bend. It is an older Persuader, though Assassinator and I believe Pepper both have this style of bait. I do like the clacker. The more noise, the better. You're going for a reaction bite. You're not going for a finesse anything. You're just trying to get a pure reaction bite. That's where the trailer's nice if they do swipe at it and miss. You still got them. I think the 45 degree is important because it gets the bait down in front of their face a little bit more. Yeah, it's only half an inch to an inch, but it's something, and you're not going to get that giant out of the water splash. You're actually going to get you're going to get like a just a light tug or that bloop sound you're looking for. You're not going to get the instinctual bam hit and miss. I think black and blue is the way to go. Ask almost anybody though, they'll tell you there's 2 colors you need a buzzbait, black and white. I say black. But that's what I reach for though when I'm sight fishing. I'm Robert J. III, Bad Poncho Outdoors. Thanks for watching, guys.